Okay, welcome to Hinchy Gymnasium. A little delay start to our broadcast tonight. We're about a minute and a half in, still no score between West Rutland and the Sharon Academy. Keaton Wright Chapman puts up a 3 off the iron. Rebound comes down to the Sharon Academy. Number 5, Blanchard. Nice outlet pass up in front. Hits a streaking Ethan Radiconi. Drake Jankowski brings it up across. Gets it to Kyle Laughlin. Laughlin to Jankowski, over to Maxim. Keaton Wright Chapman in the corner, back up to Maxim. Takes a couple dribbles, gets it over to Laughlin. Drake Jankowski in the corner, skips it back up to Maxim, dribble drive. Finds Chapman. Good ball movement by Westside, looking for that open shot. Kyle Laughlin long on that three-pointer. The rebound comes down to the East Sharon Academy. Number 21, Josh Amado. Ball in the corner, back to Amado. Takes a couple dribbles, looks to put it inside. Puts it up, Laughlin with a block, and then on the second block attempt, Laughlin will pick up a foul. And number 5 for Sharon Academy, Kelly, will go to the line to shoot 2. So a lot of shot attempts put up by both teams to start the game with nothing falling so far. A lot of long attempts, a lot of three-point attempts from both sides. First one is up, off the back iron and no good. Second attempt, coming for Fisher, Kelly. That one's up, no good. Nice rebound by Matt Hart, gets it over to Laughlin. Laughlin gets it to Maxim in the center of the court. Dribble drive, gets it to Chapman in the corner and fires up two-pointer. So a long 2 by Keaton Wright Chapman to make it 2-0 West Side. Gets the ball to Kelly. Kelly kicks it back up to number 11, who's not on the program. Get a block by Matt Hart on that dribble drive. Nice rebound, surrounded in the paint. Kicks it back out. Back to Kelly. Kelly no good. Rebound comes down to Jankowski. Jankowski's gonna bring it up the court this time, pushing the ball. Fires over to Keaton Wright Chapman, dribble drive. Gets all the way to the rim, off the backboard, no good. So still 2-0 Golden Horde. 4:47 to go here in the first quarter. Long shot put up by Kelly, no good, but the rebound comes back out to number 11. Dribbles, kicks it across. Another long 3 by the Sharon Academy. Drake Jankowski gets the ball, saves it on the end line, gets it to Maxim. Maxim dribbling up, kicks it back out to Jankowski, who takes his eye off the ball and it rolls out of bounds. So early substitution for West Rutland. Yeah, Joachim Noah. You have Brendan Forrest, goes by Rue, coming back from an injury, was a varsity player at the beginning of the year, but returning from injury, seeing his second action with the JV from the broken collarbone, and also into the game, Garrett Waite for West Rutland. Dribble drive, and got a foul on Eric Maxim on a hold on the dribble drive. So Sharon Academy is going to put it in from the baseline with Amado. Amado kicks it to 42, Skeet Browning. And another long 3 by the Sharon Academy. And we got a held ball. And possession will go to Sharon Academy on the jump ball, alternate possession. Ball's kicked in to Skeet Browning. Skeet Browning fires it into the lane, back out for another long 3, in and out. Garrett Waite picks up the rebound, gets it over to Maxim. Maxim pushing the ball up the court, dribbles into the lane, kicks it out to Laughlin. Laughlin short on his jumper, gets it into Drake Jankowski, who has it knocked out of his hands, goes straight to Laughlin, who is fouled on his shot attempt. So Kyle Laughlin will go to the line to shoot 2. Still a 2-0 game. Not a lot of scoring. A lot of shots, not a lot of scoring. First one is up, and that one is short off the front of the rim. So second attempt for Laughlin is up. and that one is no good as well. Rebound comes down to Sharon Academy, Kelly. Kelly gets it over to Skeet Browning. Skeet Browning back to Kelly. Kelly kicks it over to number 11. West Rutland staying in this zone, and it's caused Sharon to shoot a long threes. Dribble drive by 11, kicks it to the corner to Amido. Amido kicks it back out to Kelly, and Rue comes down with the rebound. Maxim's pushing it up over. Dribbles, gets it to Jankowski. Jankowski finds Garrett Waite in the corner. Garrett Waite takes a couple dribbles, throws it up over the top to Maxim. Maxim takes a dribble, gets it to Laughlin, fires it down in the post to Jankowski. Nice spin move, rattles around and falls through. Have to say on the air, Drake Jankowski celebrating his 16th birthday, the sophomore shooting guard for West Rutland. That ball rattles around the rim to Laughlin. Laughlin gets it over to Maxim. A little bit of front court pressure. Goes by the guy, gets all the way to the rim and up and in. 6-0 West Rutland. And we got a timeout by Sharon Academy. And it is going to be a 30. So we're gonna stay right here. So reset the lineups on the floor for West Rutland right now. Kyle Laughlin, Brendan Forrest, Eric Maxim, Garrett Waite, and Drake Jankowski. And on the floor for the Sharon Academy, we have Skeet Browning, Ollie Skeet Browning, Joss Amido, Fisher Kelly. Just checked into the game on that. Last one was Hunter LaHaye. And the last player is number 11, who is not listed in the program. Excuse me, Miss? Miss? Who's number 11 for your JV team? He's not on our roster.
Yep, he's not. Dylan Carson Turner.
Carson Turner. Thank you. So I just got word that number 11 is Carson Turner. He's a swinger with the varsity program. So Carson Turner with the ball. Shuffles his feet before he puts it on the deck. Checking into the game for West Rutland is Mikey Barrett. And checking out is Kyle Laughlin. Eric Maxim gets the ball from Jankowski, dribbles up across the timeline. Dribble drives, finds Brendan Forrest down in the short corner. Nice move to get to the rim, not able to get it to drop. Ball's fired up top to LaHaye. LaHaye, long wide pass. Nice catch by Kelly on the far side. Ball swung over to LaHaye. LaHaye gets it into the post, swings it back up. Sharon Academy being really patient, moving the ball around the outside of the West Rutland zone, looking for their options. Ball's put on the deck, kicked over to the side, another long three, and that one rattles in. So it looks like that's their game. They like to shoot a lot of threes. It's been hurting them so far, but they finally get one, now 6-3. Maxim dribbles into the key, picks up his dribble, gives it to Jankowski. Mikey Barrett with the long three off the rim. The rebound comes down to Sharon Academy. They get it into the post, kick it back out to the three-point line. Back to LaHaye, over to Kelly. Kelly to Skeet Browning, and they get the ball back up. Gonna reset their offense. Dribble drive kicked over to Kelly. Kelly throws it back up to the top of the key. West Rutland zone is keeping the players to the outside, but they have been getting some good open looks. Eric Maxim looks like might be shifting out into a man. Ball's into the foul line, kicked out to the corner. Dribble drive, the shot's long, comes to Jankowski. Jankowski's gonna take the ball up the court this time, up over the timeline. Little hesitation dribble, nice floater. In, grabs his own rebound, tries to get it back to Brendan Forrest. Brendan Forrest gets on the floor to get the rebound, but gets called for 3 seconds. Entering the game for Sharon Academy is number 12, Colton LeDuc. So 16.1 seconds to go. It's 6-3, Golden Horde in the lead. See what Sharon Academy is going to decide to do. They're going to hold the ball. Nope, long three, and they rattle it home. So another long three, it's 6-6. Eric Maxim, last second shot, fires it up, and it's no good. So after 1 quarter of play, it's 6-6 here in West Rutland. We're going to take a short break on this quarter timeout. So back to action here in the second quarter at West Rutland, with the score tied 6-6. On the floor for the Golden Horde, Jankowski, Maxim, Forrest, Hart, and Laughlin. And on the floor for Sharon Academy, looks like they're the way they ended. Amido, Kelly, who has the ball right now, Kelly, Leduc, Ollie Skeet Browning is still on the floor, and LaHaye. Ball's over in the corner, shuffles his feet in the corner, gets a traveling call. So both teams are settling for a lot of jump shots. West Rutland's tried forcing it into the paint last couple trips down the floor, but have come up empty. So 28 seconds into this quarter, still 6-6. Ball's put into play to Maxim. Maxim going to dribble up across the timeline. Dribble drive, kicks it out to Laughlin. Laughlin puts it into the post to Forrest, and he's able to go up with the left hand. Looks like a little pressure being employed by West Rutland. And they're able to come up with a steal. Maxim gets the ball, dribble drive, gets it over to Brendan Forrest for the nice left-handed finish. I'm playing a little bit of pressure here in this quarter. Maxim's got to be careful. He's got 1 foul already on the reach early in the first quarter. They drop back into their zone. Ball's on the outside, long 3, up and good. So Sharon Academy only has 3 buckets on the game, but all of them 3, so 10-9 the score right now. Maxim gets it over to Laughlin. Laughlin's going to launch the long 3. That one's off the rim, no good. Jankowski battles for the rebound down on the post and goes up and scores. Shooting guard that can get rebounds is not a bad thing to have on any team. Balls come up across the timeline. Good pressure put on by Maxim. Force the ball out of the point guard's hands. Back to Amido. Kicks it across. Laughlin playing that side of the wing. Another 3-pointer, and that one's up and good. So now the Sharon Academy is getting hot from behind the 3-point arc. They've hit 3 of their last 4 shots from out there. Now have 12 points. It's 12-12, ball down in the post to Brendan Forrest, and he's able to draw the foul and go to the line. Nice feed from the wing by Kyle Laughlin into the post, and Brendan Forrest was able to earn the foul. So he's going to go to the line to shoot 2 with the score tied 12-12. Little discussion. So there's a discussion of who the foul was actually on. They credited that one to Skeet Browning, number 42. Just his first, team's third. So Brendan Forrest makes his first trip to the line tonight. First one is up. Nothing but net on that one. That breaks the tie. It's 13-12 now. And subs coming in for Sharon Academy, Carl Grope. First time I've called his name. I don't believe he played in the first quarter, and come back to the floor with number 11, Dylan Carson Turner. And the second one for Brendan Forrest rattles home. Ball's thrown in to Carson Turner, and Eric Maxim's going to pick up his second foul on a hand check. So it's 2 on Maxim. And the West Rutland crowd is serenading Drake Jankowski for his birthday on the side. Fire the ball into Grope. Grope gets the ball back out to the top. They pull it back out. Ball's fired up, another long 3, no good. Kyle Laughlin runs the ball down in the corner, and he's going to dribble up across the timeline. Gets over to Maxim. Maxim dribble drive, and the ball's last touched by Sharon Academy out of bounds. So Laughlin's going to come out, and Keaton Wright Chapman's going to check back in. Ball's going to be inbounded by Drake Jankowski down on the baseline. Ball's fired across, gets it into Chapman. Chapman throws it to Maxim, takes a dribble, fires it over to Hart. Hart long on his 2-point attempt, and nice hustle play by Keaton Wright Chapman, but stepped on the line. So ball's thrown in to Cole Ward. Violet's fired. Player goes down hard, and long pass over the top is just thrown out of bounds. So West Rutland coach wants a timeout to discuss what's going on. It's a 30, so we're going to stay right here. So score's 14-12. Sharon Academy hasn't hit a lot of their shots tonight, but the ones that do count are the 4 threes that they hit to make it a 2-point game. You know, West Rutland's looked to pound it into the post in this quarter, looking to feed Drake Jankowski and Brendan Forrest down in the post just because of their size advantage and their ability to finish. And the other thing that West Rutland's been able to do is apply a little bit of pressure. And I think we're zooming in on the birthday boys banner that was brought in by a relative of his. So Drake's 16th birthday once again. Ball's put into Maxim. Maxim dribbles up, gets it to Forrest. Forrest dribble drive, no good. Jankowski comes down with the rebound, rips it down, dribbles out, looks to go back in, kicks it out to Forrest. Forrest over to Chapman. Chapman over to Maxim, back to Chapman. Right Chapman gets it to Jankowski. Nice runner, no good, but Brendan Forrest, man on the spot with a nice rebound, but is not able to finish with his left hand. So West Rutland looks like they've dropped out of the zone that they're in, and they're running a straight man now. And you got Carson Turner working on Maxim and forces him into a bad shot. And Brendan Forrest, I think, is going to get called for a push there. He's running after, Brendan Forrest running after that ball, kind of plowed through his man. And he's going to come out. That's only his first foul. He's going to come out. Tyler Sanderson, another big body boy, sophomore, comes in. Ball's played into the center. A nice little turnaround. First inside basket for the Sharon Academy. Maxim dribbles up, nobody on him, kicks it over to Chapman, kicks it back to Maxim, takes a dribble, gets it back to right Chapman, back to Maxim. Just passing it back and forth there on that side, gets it into Hart. Hart dribbles and gets a hand check call against number 3, Grope. So Jankowski's going to put the ball in from the sideline, just beneath the Sharon bench, gets it into Maxim, dribble drives, kicks it out to Chapman, right Chapman up with the 3, and that was good. So that breaks the tie, 17-14. Apparently they only gave him 2 on that, so 16-14. Looked like he might have had a 3 there, but must have had a toe on the line. So West Rutland staying in the man, Maxim on Carson Turner. Nice cut through to the basket, up off the rim, no good. Matt Hart battling for the rebound, and the possession arrow says it's pointing. The possession arrow says it's pointing the other way, but I think that was a mistake. It wasn't changed at the half. So just keep it there, Smitty. You didn't switch it after the quarter. Ball's kicked into the short corner, number 12, Leduc. Leduc kicks the ball back out. West Rutland's in the zone off the inbound. Ball's up off the backboard, no good. Drake Jankowski pulls down the rebound. Dribbling up, being forced by number 11, kicks it over to Wright Chapman. Wright Chapman tries firing a pass into Sanderson. Sanderson loses the ball, and the ball's pushed up by the Sharon Academy. 2-point lead for the Golden Horde. Shots up and long. Wright Chapman gets the ball, gets it over to Maxim. Maxim's going to dribble it up across the timeline. Dribbles right in the center of the zone, kicks it back out. Wright Chapman for another long shot. And Sanderson goes for the rebound, but it's ripped down by number 5, Kelly. Sharon Academy comes across the timeline, picks up their dribble, kicks it back over to Kelly. Kelly's going to kick it back over to Carson Turner, who's going to be checked by Maxim. So the man pressure. And he called himself on the travel before the official called him on the travel. I think if he would just kept dribbling, it would never been called on him. He knew he'd done something wrong, but the official didn't see it originally. So the ball's put it back into play on the turnover, comes to Maxim. Ball's thrown down into the post to Tyler Sanderson. Tyler Sanderson up off the glass. Riley Dow on the backside gets a nice rebound, puts it up off the glass. Riley Dow's first action, he just came in on that last turnover by Sharon. 4-point lead. Riley Dow, great defense, slides in, but not grabbing the ball. That one's off the backboard. And last touched by Sharon Academy's Skeet Browning. So Jankowski's gonna put the ball into play. 2:04 to go here in the second quarter. 4-point lead for the Golden Horde. Maxim dribbles up, picks up his dribble, gets it into Sanderson down in the post, takes some hard dribbles. Nice step around move, fade away and up off the glass, no good. Maxim applying some pressure. Up on Carson Turner. Turner goes behind his back. Maxim driving him down into the post, kicks it back out for another long three. That one's off the rim, no good. Nice block by Jankowski. Keenwright Chapman picks it up. No numbers, players are back for the Sharon Academy. Nice left-handed attempt. Drake Jankowski, nice follow. All the players from Sharon went after the primary shot. Drake Jankowski sneaks in on the backside and is able to finish at the rim. So that stretches the lead to 6, 20-14. Late here in the second quarter, a minute to go. And a wild shot thrown up. Keenwright Chapman's gonna bring the ball up across the line. Kicks it over to Maxim. Maxim fires it into Dow. Good thing Dow has good hands. Maxim put some pepper on that one. Right, Chapman, low runner, takes a step back and goes back up again with it. So 45 seconds to go here in the second quarter. They're looking to run a screen. Maxim fights over the top of the screen. They kick it over to Kelly. Kelly gets it back to Carson Turner. Carson Turner's looking to work off from the screen. Ball's kicked out to Skeet Browning. Over in the corner, the fire down into Kelly in the post. And no shot. They're gonna get Tyler Sanderson with a hold or a push. So 20.9 seconds to go. Sanderson's coming out and Mikey Barrett is going to be coming in. Ball's thrown into the corner. They kick it back into the post. Ball's knocked away by Riley Dow. Good hands. Comes out to Maxim. Maxim pushes up. Gets it to Wright Chapman. Wright Chapman with the corner jumper. No good. Riley Dow, nice rebound. In with the trees. In with the trees. That was a nice block by Fisher Kelly on Dow. Still a little leery to shoot the ball. I think if he'd have gone up sooner, they're not going to get it to him. Good hands by Maxim to deflect that one out. 4.4 seconds to go. Westside is trying to apply some pressure. Nobody's really in foul trouble. Mikey Barrett steps through and knocks that one out. So they're slowly moving it up the court. Every 0.2 of a second, they're moving up another 10 feet. Almost to the half-court line now on this inbounds. Ball's thrown over the top. Maxim, good hands, knocks it away. Long three, and that's way short, 10.5. So at the end of the first half here in the Hinchy Gymnasium, the score is 20-14 with the Golden Horde with a 6-point advantage. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back after halftime. So we're just about to start action here, second half. So third quarter here in the Hinchy Gymnasium. The Sharon Academy and the West Rutland Golden Horde, a 20-14 lead, 6-point lead for the Golden Horde. Lineup for West Rutland coming out of half is Eric Maxim, Drake Jankowski, Keenwright Chapman, Matt Hart, and Kyle Laughlin. Coming out for the Sharon Academy is Ollie Skeet Browning, Fisher Kelly, number 40 Scott Ellard, and number 11, which is Carson Turner, Dylan Carson Turner. So on that action, West Rutland was moving the ball around really well. Eric Maxim drives into the lane and draws contact from number 5, Fisher Kelly. Eric Maxim at the line to shoot 2. First one is no good. So Maxim to shoot a second. That one is up, and that one is no good. So 20-14 early in the third quarter. West Rutland staying in the man. Pressure, ball's picked up. Kicks it over. It looks like Josh Amado is going to be running the point right now for the Sharon Academy. Gets it over to Skeet Browning. Browning over to the corner, long three and wide, hits the back bar. So the Sharon Academy is a three-point shooting team. They did hit 4 of them in the first half. Kyle Laughlin up with a long 3. Ball's fired over the top. Nobody's picking up. It looks like they're doing pressure, but somebody forgot to pick up their man on that. Nice cut into the lane. Kicked over to the corner, and Maxim comes down with the rebound. Looking to push. Under pressure from the backside. I think he thinks that he got, Maxim, I think, thought he got hit on the hand. And that's a double dribble. Nope, doesn't get called for. It looked like a double dribble there. Brought it to both of his hands and put it back down. They're setting up their offense. A little more movement out of the Sharon Academy. Must have talked about it at halftime. You got guys cutting through. Matt Hart doing a nice job keeping the ball out. Drake Jankowski, nice tip by Kyle Laughlin. Kyle Laughlin with the steal. All the way in, up and off the backboard, and good for 2. Ball's thrown in. Number 5, Fisher Kelly, gets called for the carry. So the pressure is affecting the Sharon Academy from trying to get the ball up over the timeline now. 22-14, Golden Horde in the lead. Only a bucket by Laughlin is the only 2 points of this half so far. Right Chapman to Maxim. Maxim gets it to Hart in the short corner. Hart up with the jumper. The ball's fired in to Josh Amado. Amado gets tied up with Wright Chapman, and on the change of possession, alternating possession, it will go to the Sharon Academy. So good pressure there by the Golden Horde. Amado to put the ball into play. Fires it in to number 40, Scott Ellard, who gets it back up top to Fisher Kelly, who then puts it back in Amado's hands. Amado running the point primarily this half for the Sharon Academy, Phoenix. Ball's fired over. Just holding the ball up top. Maxim tries to reach in and get the steal. Forcing him. And you got the 5-second count going. Long 5-second count there. The count never stopped. Ball's thrown out. Another long 3 by the Sharon Academy. Way off the rim. And Drake Jankowski picks it up. He's pushing the ball. You got men on both sides. Kicks it out to Laughlin. Throws up the 3. That's short. Follows. Gets the ball. Comes down to Maxim. Kicks it out to Chapman. Right Chapman back over to Maxim. Good hustle play by Laughlin there. Throwing his body on the floor to tap it over to his teammate. Maxim looking to fire the ball in. And fires a pass in that hits off some feet, and Sharon Academy is able to pick it up, bring the ball up across the line with Amado. Amado running the point again. Being guarded by Matt Hart, looking to run him off the screen. Kicks the ball over in the corner. Ball's fired into the post. Back up top to Carson Turner. Carson Turner working off the screen, and Laughlin steps in front of that ball, last touched by Kelly. So West Rutland's ball, 4:20 to go, 10-point lead for the Golden Horde now. Maxim dribbling up. Sharon Academy staying in their zone. Right Chapman, a little hesitation. Nice little hop step through. I think they call it a Euro step. Gets all the way to the rim, but it doesn't fall for him. Ball's fired in. Long 3, no good. And we're gonna get a push call, looks like. Maybe on Keaton Wright Chapman coming over the back. Yep, they got Keaton Ray Chapman coming over the back, trying to grab that rebound. So entering the game is Brendan Forrest and Garrett Waite. Coming out of the game, Matt Hart and Keaton Wright Chapman. Ball's forced into center lane. Garrett Waite is able to rip the ball away, gets it to Maxim. Maxim's pushing the ball up, kicks it across to Forrest and up off the backboard. Nice pass by Maxim, finding Forrest down in the post. The ball comes into play, and we have a foul away from the ball. I didn't see it in the action. I was watching the ball. So Brendan Forrest picked up a foul away from the ball. I did not see the action. I don't know if he held his player going into the post position, but that'll be his second foul. Ball's thrown into play, and long three, no good. Off the backboard, comes out to Maxim. Maxim's pushing it, gets it over to Laughlin. Laughlin gets blocked from the backside. Nice block by Skeet Browning. So Jankowski's going to put the ball in play. Fires it over to Waite. Waite fires up the long two and got another push on Jankowski. So starting to call a little bit tighter on those rebounding opportunities. That's second foul of that nature this half. 3 team fouls for West Rutland and 1 for the Sharon Academy. West Rutland is still in their press. A slight delay there because they didn't tell the player who was leaving. Long pass up over the top, tipped by the Sharon Academy player. Throws it out of bounds. Don't think he reset his feet. He ran out of bounds. I don't think he got his feet back in. No call. West Rutland's dropped back into their zone. Nope, man. So Carson Turner being checked by Maxim. Fires it over. Running some screen and roll plays. Another long three, no good. Gets it to Jankowski. Jankowski's going to push it up across the timeline and decides to stop and pop. No good on the long three. The ball's thrown over the top. Nice skip pass across, up off the backboard, and good. Nice pass by Sharon Academy across the zone for a nice layup, and that, I believe, went to Kelly. Maxim gets it over to Laughlin. Laughlin tries to touch pass to Waite, who loses it out of bounds. End of the game for the Sharon Academy is Colton Leduc. Still a 10-point lead for the Golden Horde on that last make by Sharon Academy, 26-16. The ball's fired in. They go cross court, picked off by Kyle Laughlin. Dribbles, drives, goes up off the glass with his left hand. 12-point lead. Another mishandled play. And I believe that they're going to call a Sharon Academy player for a push on Laughlin. So 2 steals in a row by Laughlin on that part of this press that they're employing right now. 12-point lead, 28-16, 2:19 to go here in this third quarter. Ball's put into play. Maxim goes back to Jankowski. Jankowski, long three. Nothing but net on that one. Ball's put into play easily. It's going to be carried up across the timeline. And one of their big men dribble the ball. And Fisher Kelly, driving to the basket, was fouled hard from the backside by Brendan Forrest on his drive attempt. So that is the third on Brendan Forrest. Much quicker, Fisher Kelly was able to get by him, get to the rim. No help defense coming across. I heard Coach yell, somebody's got to help there, and trying to make a hustle play from the backside. Brendan Forrest fouled him on the shot attempt. So 2 shots. First one is off the rim and no good. With that last 3-pointer by Jankowski, the lead for West Rutland has ballooned up to 15, so it's 31-16. Second attempt from the line for Kelly is up, and that one is good. It rattles in. And Jankowski throws the ball into play to Maxim. Maxim going to dribble up across the timeline, fires it over to Laughlin. Laughlin gets it into the post to Brendan Forrest. Brendan Forrest, nice left-handed finish at the basket. And we We got a timeout, full timeout called by the Sharon Academy, so we are going to step away for this 1 minute timeout. Back to action here. It's going to be the Sharon Academy's make. Coach called full timeout after that last make by West Rutland. The score is 33-17. This pressure has caused a lot of problems for the Sharon Academy. And West Rutland is staying in the press situation. Ball's fired up over the top. Nice catch. Nice play to get that ball into play. Number 12. Ball's fired over to Skeet Browning. Skeet Browning kicks it back up top to Carson Turner. Carson Turner runs off a pick. Goes into Brendan Forrest. Brendan Forrest picks up the rebound. Nice look across. Drake Jankowski had to take a dribble, a little hesitation there, and was able to get the ball into play. Nice double there by West Rutland. Step back two, no good. Rebound comes to Maxim. Maxim's pushing it, no numbers. Gonna go all the way to the rim, up off the backboard, and good. Lead's now jumped up to 20. Maxim putting pressure on the ball handler in the backcourt. Nice crossover, gets the ball up over the timeline, and he's gonna settle his offense in. Carson Turner, as I was told earlier, is a swinger. I don't know how much he plays with the varsity. He's played in every quarter, I think, so far for the JV. Nice move off the bounce by Skeet Browning to get by Forrest and get him there with a nice finish at the rim. Maxim over to Jankowski, kicks it to Chapman. Right Chapman gets it into the post to Brendan Forrest. Brendan Forrest, nice finish with his left hand. Maxim putting pressure on Carson Turner. Carson Turner kicks the ball back over to Skeet Browning, whose man was already standing down in the center of the lane. So 14 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 20-point lead for West Rutland. Nice step around move. Ball bounces away. Sharon Academy able to run it down. Buzzer beater is no good for the Sharon Academy. So at the end of three, 39-19, West Rutland with a comfortable 20-point lead going into the fourth quarter. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back for the fourth quarter. Okay, so we're back for fourth quarter action. Score is 39-19. West Rutland in the lead. Ball's going to be put into play by Drake Jankowski and the Maxim. On the floor, Jankowski, Forrest, Maxim, Wright Chapman, and Hart for West Rutland, and Keaton Wright Chapman hits a corner three to start the quarter. Sharon Academy brings the ball up across the timeline. Nice little hesitation, dribble. Ball's kicked back out to the corner, back out to Browning. Browning goes in, and Forrest looks like he probably just picked up another foul. And that is number 4 on Brendan Forrest. Ball's thrown into play. Browning gets the ball, kicks it over to Grope. Grope kicks it, and Grope's going to fire up the long three. No good. Jankowski grabs the rebound. He's going to bring it up across the timeline. Being pressured. Maxim comes off the screen, dumps it in, throws it into Wright Chapman, and he gets the ball blocked and out of bounds. Last touch by Sharon, so it's going to be West Rutland's ball on the baseline. Jankowski to put the ball into play. Fires the ball into Matt Hart. Nice play there. Matt Hart was wide open, and number 21, Josh Amado, came across, thought he had a clean block, but got called for the foul. So Matt Hart to the line to shoot 2. 23-point lead now for the Golden Horde. First one by Matt Hart is up and good. And second shot for Hart, takes his dribble. That one's up, that one's also good. So West Rutland's taking off their press. They're still playing the man. The ball's fired over into the corner to Leduc. Leduc gets it back up to Amado, and then back over to Browning. That shot's wide of the basket and goes out of bounds. So West Rutland to inbound the ball. Ball's fired into Maxim, and he's going to bring it up over the timeline slowly. Dribbles into the lane, kicks it to right Chapman into Brendan Forrest. Brendan Forrest up off the glass, no good, but gets his own offensive rebound and puts it back up and good. West Rutland playing a little bit of a trap press there. 2 men up in the front court. They're able to break it. Long three from the corner by number 4. Rattles out. And we've got a foul called. So Yamato just picked up his second foul. It's 2 quick ones on him, but it's only a second. So team fouls are 5 for West Rutland and 4 for the Sharon Academy. So still got a ways before anybody's going to be shooting in the bonus. West Rutland comes up across the timeline. Maxim kicks it over to Hart. Back to Maxim, skips it over to Wright Chapman, dribbles into the center of the lane. And we got a 3-second call going against West Rutland. And Coach Donnie Dunches Sr. calls off the pressure. They're still going to stay in the man, but they're going to pick him up in the half-court set. Works off a screen, drives, kicks it to the corner, fires it out. And a long 3, no good. Gets it to Jankowski. Jankowski dribbles, gets the ball picked away. Eric Maxim applying some pressure from the backside. Maxim's going to bring it up. Wholesale subbing coming for West Rutland at the next whistle. 5 men in, 5 men out. Wright Chapman long on the 3, no good. Sharon Academy is able to run it down. 5:33 to go. Horde comfortably in the lead, 46-21. Long 3 fired up from the Sharon Academy. Comes down to Wright Chapman. Wright Chapman runs off a screen by Maxim. He's going to drive all the way to the basket. The runner, no good. Matt Hart on the rebound, no good. And the rebound comes down to Sharon Academy. They're able to push the ball forward. Goes in, gives Jankowski, and Jankowski's going to get called for a foul on that. Nice drive by Josh Amado. And he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. So Amado at the line to shoot 2, 46-21. Full new set of players for West Rutland coming into the game. Garrett Waite, Tyler Sanderson, Mike Barrett, Riley Dow, and Kyle Laughlin coming in. This setup, I'm guessing Laughlin's probably going to run the point. This is a bigger lineup, less guards. Still got shooters on the floor though, so that's good for West Rutland. And the second one, Amado, is good. So 46-23, 23-point lead for the Golden Horde. Ball's dribbled up across the timeline by Laughlin, kicks it over to Barrett. Barrett's going to throw the long 3 up, and that is good. The ball's thrown in and going to bring it up to the court with Amado. Amado fires it over to Fisher. Kelly gets back to Amado. Amado at the foul line fires the ball over to the corner to LaHaye. LaHaye trapped in the corner by Waite, able to get it in to the post. Good defensive position there by Dow to force a really bad shot. Grabs the rebound, looking for a guard to get it to. Gets it to Laughlin. Laughlin comes up across the timeline. Gets it to Waite. Waite's going to fire up the 3. That's no good. Comes to Dow. Dow fires it back to Mike Barrett. And Mike Barrett is off on the 3. Tyler Sanderson battling for that rebound. And he just picked up a foul. And that might be 1-1. So Tyler Sanderson picks up the foul that will put the Sharon Academy in the bonus for the last 4:13. So we have a 1-1. Going to the line is Fisher Kelly. Kelly takes a couple dribbles at the line. First one's up, and that is good. Looks like he has a nice stroke from the foul line. Second one for Kelly is up. That one's good as well. Barrow put the ball into play to Laughlin. Laughlin's going to dribble the ball up across the timeline, wait for his offense to set up. Gets the ball over to Barrett. Barrett takes a couple dribbles, a runner up off the glass and no good. And rebound is taken down by Kelly. Kelly fires it over the corner, long three. And Kyle Laughlin tiptoes the sideline. And we have an intentional foul there. Intentional foul called on Sharon Academy's number 3, Carl Grope. So on the intentional foul, Laughlin will go to the line to shoot 2, and West Rutland will have the ball. So Laughlin gets ready. Misses the first one. So 49-25, Laughlin at the line shooting his second. This is not a technical, this is just an intentional foul. The player obviously pushed him from behind, not making an attempt at the ball. That one's good. So it'll be West Rutland's ball. And we get a timeout called by Sharon Academy's coach. So we are going to take a quick break here and we'll be back for the last 4 minutes of this game. We're back, 3:48 to go, 25-point lead, 50-25. West Rutland with the ball. Laughlin gets it, gets trapped, gets it to Waite. Barrett gets the ball, tries to get it back to Waite and turns the ball over. Good hustle by West Rutland, get plenty of men back, force up a difficult shot. Barrett gets a rebound, tries to throw it to Tyler Sanderson, who was running up the court. Dow, man on the spot, paying attention. Gets it to Barrett. Barrett decides to put up the shot. Dow in there in good position, slaps it back out for Waite. Laughlin gets the ball. Being bumped on the outside, kicks it over to Waite. Waite gets it to Dow. Dow drops it off to Barrett. Barrett takes a couple dribbles, gets it up to Waite. Kicks it over to Laughlin. Laughlin gets it over to Waite. Give it over to Laughlin again. Laughlin, a little hesitation dribble, goes to the basket. Nice block by Sharon Academy, and they're off and running. Good hustle by the West Rutland defense to get back. Leave the man alone at the three-point line. Nice rebound by Laughlin. Laughlin dribbles the ball up across the timeline. Trying to trap him in that corner. Leaves Sanderson wide open down in the post. And I think they're going to call that foul on the floor before he went up, so non-shooting foul. That's only team foul 6. So the ball is going to be inbounded from underneath the basket with Riley Dow. Riley Dow fires the ball into Laughlin up over the top of that zone. Gets it back to Dow. Nice look by Riley Dow. Doesn't able to get through, but Tyler Sanderson with good hustle gets the ball back, kicks it out to Barrett. Barrett gets it back to Laughlin's hands. Laughlin gets it over to Barrett. Barrett takes a couple dribbles, gets it into the post to Sanderson. Sanderson high off the glass, no good. Good ball movement there by the Golden Horde. Unable to come up with the basket. Creeping up on the 2-minute to go mark. Up shots long. And last touch by Sharon Academy, so Mike Barrett, Kyle Laughlin to bring the ball in, gets it to Barrett. Barrett dribbles all the way up through, fires the ball back to Laughlin, but picked off by Sharon's player. 2 men jump after the swat there, leave the ground, and able to finish at the rim. And I think we're going to get an illegal screen called on Garrett Waite. So illegal screen, considered team control foul, so non-shooting. So it's going to be Sharon Academy ball on the illegal screen. Sharon Academy with the ball, fires it across the zone to the corner. Gets it back up top to Kelly. Little fake by Skeet Browning. Back to Kelly. Kelly with a really long 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Tyler Sanderson gets it to Barrett. Barrett dribbles the ball up through, gets it up to Laughlin. Laughlin dribbling the ball. kicks it over to Barrett. Barrett takes a couple dribbles, runs, gets blocked, gets the ball back, and is able to finish at the rim. So, minute 12 to go. Long shot from the corner, but it's a two-pointer by number 33, Ethan Radiconi. Toe was on line, so that's only two. Putting some pressure on Laughlin. Laughlin, great find on Tyler Sanderson. Tyler Sanderson up and finishes at the rim. Under a minute to go. West Rutland up 54-29. Ball's fired into Kelly in the post. Great defense by Riley Dow. And forces a travel. Riley Dow got down in that position. He's trying to back him down, and Riley Dow wasn't going to move, and he tried to force the action, shuffled his feet. Laughlin dribbling the ball up, and he's going to be called for a travel there. So 35.9 seconds to go, 54-29. West Rutland comfortably in the lead. Sharon Academy's ball. Inbounded by Skeet Browning, gets it over to Kelly. Kelly kicks it over to Ricconi. Back to Skeet Browning, back to Ricconi. And he hits a three. That's two in a row for Ricconi. Nice screen by Dow. Laughlin with the high dribble, loses it. That ball goes up and in. And a player from Sharon Academy, Fisher Kelly, comes down awkwardly. They stop to just make sure he's okay. 10.6 seconds to go, 20-point lead for West Rutland. Sharon Academy's putting on some pressure here. Game's over. Probably should just hold the ball. 1 second, and ends the game. So final score in the West Rutland Sharon Academy JV game, 54 for West Rutland, 34 for the Sharon Academy. Birthday boy Drake Jankowski, I believe, was the top scorer for West Rutland this evening. And we're going to take a break and broadcast the varsity game shortly. Have a good night.